Alright guys, this is a tutorial on how to make an X-cuff, which is the base for any 3D that you want to make. So here I have the start, which is single, which is, I always use 30 beads. And if you want to do anything more than that, you have to go up by intervals of 3. And it has to end up being even. So if we wanted to go up, it has to be 36. So I find it's easier just to use 30 around. So what you want to do next is add on 3 beads. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so add on 3 beads, and then you're going to string through the third bead over, which in this case I made it easy by making it a green bead. So we're going to string through green bead, pull tight, so it's going to end up looking like a little heart thingy right there. Then you're going to keep going all the way around, adding 3 beads, and then beading through the green bead all the way around like this. Can you see? There you go. All we're doing is adding 3 beads and putting it through every third bead on your single, which is green. All the way around. In the end, it's going to look like a little tiara kind of thing. Alright, once you get to the end, you're going to be coming back through the same green bead you started with. So it's going to look like this. Now what you're going to do now is you're going to string, you can't start from right here, you have to string your string through these beads, so it's coming out of the middle bead of the little hump the one that's on the left side of where your string is coming out. So your string is coming out right here on this green bead, right here, and you're going to string through this bead, in this bead. So it's coming out in the middle bead of the little hump. So from there, you're just going to add 3 more beads. To make my pattern match, I'm adding blue, green, blue. So we got blue, green, blue, and then you're going to string this through the middle bead of the next hump. So we're coming out of this hump, and we're going through this guy, right here. So your green bead that you just strung should match up perfectly with the green bead on the bottom. Like that. And then you're going to do 3 beads across and bead through the next middle bead of the next hump. Like so. So you're going through this guy. And it's okay if your cuff is still lying flat. At this point, it's not gonna stand up until the last step. So string your beads on, put it through the middle bead. You do this all the way around to the end of this row. Do the next middle bead. Do the middle bead. Do the middle bead. Do the middle bead. Make sure you pull tight after every time you string it through that middle bead. Keep it from getting way too loose. Okay, now once you get back through the middle bead you started with, so see how this is my last row to go over? I'm putting it back through this same middle bead right here. That was the very first one that you came out of. So pull it through. Now your cuff's gonna look kind of like, should look like this, where it's kind of, it's not exactly flat, it's kind of tilting out like that. Alright, so here your string is coming out of that old middle bead you just came through. And once again, you're going to have to string your string from the old middle bead to the new middle bead, which is the middle bead of this little hump, which in this case is the green bead. So at the humps you just beaded, the last row, you put your string through. So it is coming of the green middle bead right here. Alright, so this is the last row that you're about to do right now. And if you want to keep going, this is gonna make a 1X cuff. You can see that right here this is the one little X right here. I'm about to finish it, and if you want to keep going to make taller cuffs and make like 2X's or 3X's, you'll just keep adding 3 to the middle bead, 3 to the middle bead, 3 middle bead, all the way around, and just keep going up just like we did here. But I'm gonna end it at 1X. So now here's different, is you're gonna bead on just 2 beads. So to end any X cuff, you're just gonna bead on 2 beads and go through the next middle bead, which would be the next green bead to your left. And you're going to want to pull these really tight because this is your last row and you want to make it stand up here. So 2 beads across to the next green bead, bead it through, pull it tight. 2 beads to the green bead. 2 beads to the green bead. 2 beads to the green bead. And it should be starting to stand now. At least the parts that you've already finished the top row on. 2 beads to the green bead. 2 beads to the green bead. 2 beads to the green bead. 2 beads. 2 beads. And green bead. Alright, and when you get back to the end, you're just going to bead it back through the first green bead you started with. It's like in all the other rows when you finished. So now you're finished, and now I'm going to tie it off. You can tie off however you like. Everyone does it differently. Before you tie it off, make sure that whole last row is really tight and that it's standing up all the way around. It looks like an actual cuff. It isn't like falling. Okay. And now that it's tied off, cut the edges of your string so it looks pretty. And there is your basic X cuff. And I'm going to turn this into a 3D, so I'll make another video on how to turn an X cuff into a 3D if you want to watch that one. Bye!